Now, you so mad.
I'm not mad.
No, you look mad.
I don't feel mad.
But you got your feelings hurt, didn't you?
No, I got mad. That's not big.
Well, I would say what's what. So we dug deep in this situation with the unhoused, and we have discovered some things.
Yeah.
I got my feelings hurt dealing with the unhoused homeless people.
How do you get your feelings hurt?
My feelings got hurt not from them, but from these wretched other people. People that go on cruises 4 or 5 times a year, don't have any children, don't have a mortgage, but they don't contribute. Well, let me back the story up. So, I've watched the homeless people. I've attended several. You want me to film with your head tipped down like
I know
this?
you're filming me.
I'm filming you. So I've gone to several meetings, homeless meetings, and what happens? They sit in a big circle, 20 some people, 30 some people. They pull out their clipboards and they talk trash. And then you have the outer circle. So the outer circle is only there to listen. And they might get so many seconds to stand up and say something. So I attended about 5 or 6 of these meetings, and it made me want to puke because nothing ever got anywhere. So in this town, right on the church's lawn, there is a water pump, right? Old-fashioned water pump, red thing that you... The homeless people would use that and get water. They put a padlock on that. The homeless people used to sit at that church, and then the priest said that who are they? The constituents that go to the church didn't feel comfortable walking past the homeless. So the homeless people went across the street, and they sat across the street at the library. But they have rules with the library. Huh? This is not a lie. So I'm watching this, and I get my feelings hurt. So I said, well, you know what? Let's go and pull it up and ask them to have a meeting. Ask the homeless people to have a meeting. So you go to talk to them and you said, would you like to have a meeting? And you were expecting them, because we had it prepared, and said, well, if they say, next week, then they could pick a day. When you asked them for the meeting, they said what? They wanted the meeting, and they said they wanted it on what?
Saturday.
On that day.
Yeah.
On that day, so we had to come back. So we came back with pencil and paper, and there was like 16 people out there.
People.
How many?
18.
18 people. And we're talking to them and asking them, what is it that you want? What is it? What is the problem? Blah, 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 blah. We're getting all this information. Now, let me be quiet right now, because there is a real bad rainstorm going on. But we'll get back to that in a second. So they tell us, we need to wash our clothes. We only get a pass, bus pass, and it's got 20, plugs on it. We can only wash our clothes once a week. We can only take a shower once a week, right? We have to be analyzed in order to get some sort of help. They cannot get a job. They said we can't get a job because you have to have like some information credit check. How do you get an apartment? They can't get an apartment because they want to go back 3-4 months. Everybody took a step off and made a mistake, and they're trying to get back. But there's so much thievery and so forth. Now, I'm going to say this because I'm about to drop the shoe. These people that I'm communicating with in this little pearly white town, these are white people. And if you don't know by my voice, I am a woman of color. And I have tried, and I am trying to help these people by myself. And none of these white people want to help out except for you, okay, or whatever have you. So now we have a guy, he calls me up and he says, I know it's going to be a bad storm, but I didn't get out in time enough. He calls me up, and now he wants me, and he's like 69 years old. He wants me to come and pick him up and carry his stuff because he's got too much stuff. He said, I cannot carry my stuff to where I want to go. And where did he want to go? He wanted to stay in between the courthouse he was between the courthouse and the annex building. And he wanted to go stay in the garage. That's what he wanted to do. So I go and I try to call the church. The church, not there. Church supposed to be open. All them little churches, Baptists, this and that, just fake-a-roos. Then, let me calm down. They say, oh, you're an angry black woman. I am an angry black woman because I'm angry about this stuff. So then what do? Another guy, he says, my shoes are messed up. I said, what's wrong with your shoes? He said, these are not the right shoes to be walking in. So he needs some shoes. He asked me, did I have some shoes? So I said, I'll take you to the store and we'll go buy some shoes. By the way, this man is white also, okay? So let me see. The one white guy, I gave him a ride. The other white guy, he had the shoe issues. I let him camp out in my place. There was another white guy who is a Muslim. And he pulled me to the side and he said, you know what? A lot of people try to shake my hand, but you know what? We're not supposed to shake hands because it's against our religion. I said, I understand it. He said, well, I said, well, what about the musk? He said, the musk is too tight. He's a white guy. Then there was a white woman. There was another white woman. I gave her some tilapia with vegetables. She sat next to me and talked and said, thank you very much for the food. It tastes so good, blah, blah, blah. She's talking to me. Da, 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 da. Now, for those who want to say what? It's not for us to be divided. We should be together. It's not an issue of black and white or anything like that. This is disgusting, and we need more help. And for all you celebrities or whatever, you're just passing and throwing your money out. But you need to take the money and help these people. And you know what? No one sat in the fire and asked them what they want and what they need. I've done that. But you got all the little scholarly people, isn't that right?
Mm-hmm.
The scholarly people, the ones that gave you asbestos, the ones that put fluoride in the water. Oh, am I on a rant or whatever? The ones that gave you Teflon pots. Hello. The ones that gave you, what was that stuff for gastric reflux? All your scholars, you just dumb piece of shit. Anyway, so there we go. We need help. So I would like people to take money. And when you see a homeless person, sit down and figure out what you can do for them. And furthermore, for these people in this little piece of tail, nasty ass town, what the percentage of blacks? What's the percentage?
10%.
10% black. Okay, 10% black. And what's the percentage of white homeless? Oh, with what we see. It's more like what? 80%, ain't it? Yeah, 80%. 80%.
80% of the homeless people are white, yeah.
Yeah, 80% of the homeless people are white, living by the river, living up in the woods. Huh? And furthermore, let me pull this out. You sitting up there with that daggone guy and they got them trucks and stuff, and they gonna take your little truck jobs away, but you all not doing nothing. Anyway, peace.